BRAINY presents 13 Things You Should Never Tolerate in Life. For some people, tolerance is a virtue. It means you're giving others space and not forcing your beliefs on them. However, tolerance can also lead one to being taken advantage of. As they say, life is a journey, and we all have our own paths to travel. We all make mistakes along the way, but it's important to know when something isn't working in your favor. And while it's easy to point out when someone else is tolerating something they shouldn't, it's much harder to see what you're tolerating and when you need to stop. Here are some things you can benefit from becoming intolerant to. Number 1, toxicity. Toxicity can take many forms. It can have an emotional, physical, or mental effect on you. It could be a person who constantly puts you down, a bad habit like drinking too much alcohol, or a stressful work environment. Whatever form toxicity takes on your life, one thing is certain: if left unchecked, it will slowly destroy all aspects of who you are. And for that exact reason, you should never tolerate it. Number 2, dishonesty. Dishonesty is one of the most destructive forces in our society, and it should never be tolerated to any extent. It's a form of betrayal, which is the breaking or violation of trust. If you tolerate dishonesty, then you are allowing yourself to be deceived by others. You're letting someone break their word and promise without consequence for their actions. People who lie often feel justified in doing so because they think they're telling white lies or bending the truth just enough so no one gets hurt, even though this usually isn't the case. But even if those little fibs seem harmless at first, they can have huge repercussions over time. Number 3, naysayers. Naysayers want nothing more than for you to fail, and they will only slow you down. It's hard enough pursuing your dreams and goals as is, so choose wisely when it comes to who you confide in or share your goals with. Be wary of sharing your endeavors with those who habitually doubt, criticize, and put others down. They'll just bring negativity into your life. If someone doesn't support what you're doing, then they probably won't be happy for you when things go right either. The best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who will celebrate your success as much as they applaud your efforts. Number 4, hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is when someone claims to have moral standards or beliefs to which their own behavior does not conform. It may also be described as a double standard, as in the case of a person who criticizes someone else for doing something that they do themselves. It's a trait that strikes at the heart of your values, and it should not be tolerated. It's dishonest and shows that the person doesn't really care about their own standards at all. In fact, they may even be using those standards as a cover for something else entirely. Number 5, excuses. An excuse is often thought of as a reason, but it's not the same thing. Reasons give an account of something that has happened. Excuses justify why it should be accepted. It's important to recognize excuses for what they are, a way of avoiding taking responsibility. Those who make excuses are trying to tell themselves that their own bad choices aren't so bad after all. And when people start believing their own lies, things go downhill fast. The best way to avoid excuses is to hold yourself and others accountable. Number 6, time wasters. A time waster is someone who doesn't respect your time. They flake on plans, take up too much of your day with their drama, or ask you to do things for them all the time and never return the favor. Every second spent dealing with a time waster is a second you can't spend doing something else. You never really know when a time waster will pop up in your life, but you don't have to put up with such people. Set boundaries and stick to them. If a time waster wants something from you, ask yourself if it's worth it before agreeing or giving in to their request. Number 7, self-condemnation. When you talk about yourself, the words that come out of your mouth have an enormous impact. Words tend to form into beliefs, which set the factors for action. That's why your self-talk shapes you, affecting your attitude and reactions. If you constantly berate yourself with negative language, your brain will begin to accept those messages as truth, even if they aren't. And this can lead to feelings of low self-esteem, which in turn can lead to anxiety and even depression. Try choosing your words wisely when it comes to yourself, and remember that it's okay not to be perfect. Nobody is. Number 8, boredom. If you find yourself bored, there's a good chance that something deeper is going on. Boredom is often a sign of stagnation and lack of growth, two things that should never be tolerated in life. The thing is, life is too short for inactivity and staying in your comfort zone. The only way to get out of a rut or let go of negative habits is to challenge yourself with new experiences and adventures. It's important, not only for personal growth, but also for the health of your relationships with others. Number 9. Negativity. Negative ideas and images are everywhere. We see them on the internet, watch them on TV, and even hear them in songs. It's easy to get dragged down by negativity. Don't tolerate it. Instead of listening to other people's negative experiences and consuming media that reinforces a negative point of view, turn to something positive. Read a book about overcoming adversity. Listen to music that inspires rather than discourages. And spend time with positive people who will help lift you up. Number 10. Living life without integrity. Living without integrity means living a life that is not true to who you are and what you stand for, like wearing clothes that don't fit right. It just doesn't feel comfortable. It drains your energy, fosters feelings of guilt and shame, and saps your self-esteem. Integrity is a choice you make every day. Whether it's following through on a promise or standing up against injustice, integrity is demonstrated in all aspects of life. It's about making choices that reflect who we are as individuals, rather than who others want us to be or how we want them to see us. Number 11. Gossip. It's easy to get caught up in the gossip and rumors that fly around your social circles, but you should never tolerate it. Gossiping is unkind, hurtful, and usually untrue. People who engage in it often try to make themselves look better by tearing down others around them. Don't let anyone drag you into this behavior. Number 12. Ingratitude. There is no way around it. Gratitude is something people often fail to practice. In fact, some argue that a lack of gratitude has become so commonplace that we've come to expect it as the norm. We're surprised when someone does something kind without expecting anything in return. What's more, not only do people expect others to be ungrateful, but sometimes they actually tolerate this behavior in themselves. Or even worse, they try to conceal their own ingratitude by pretending that they're too busy, tired, or stressed out to express their appreciation for what someone else has done for them. Ingratitude is an ugly form of selfishness. It's the opposite of gratitude, and it's something that you should never tolerate from yourself or others. Number 13. Living without fun. You are living out of balance if your life is all work and no fun. To live well is to live fully, not just in body, but also in spirit, and that includes having fun. Of course, everyone has their own idea of what it means to have fun, but it all involves amusement and enjoyment, doing things that have no purpose except to bring pleasure. Unfortunately, we don't always have time for this kind of leisure activity, but we need it at least once in a while for peace of mind and good health. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.